Welcome to Daily Devo. I'm Pat. Today we're going to talk about plotting and planning. What actually happens to you and me when we seek revenge on those who have hurt us? What actually happens internally to you and me when we neglect to forgive those who have wronged us? How do these attitudes of revenge and unforgiveness reflect on Christ? The answers to these questions are critical in our individual lives, in our community lives as a church, and in how the world sees or doesn't see Jesus in and through us. We've been spending 3 weeks looking at some of the 100 one another verses in the Bible, and this little one found in 1 Thessalonians 5:15 is packed with meaning. It simply reads, "See that no one pays back evil for evil, but always try to do good to each other and to all people." What happens to you and me when we choose unforgiveness and vengeance? Well, as Paul simply stated in his letter to the Jesus followers in Galatia, we reap what we sow. See, I grew up with a massive garden, and what was clearly evident is that whatever seed we put in the ground is what plant eventually grew. We never planted beans and ended up with peas. We never planted potatoes and ended up with celery. In the same way, if you and I plant unforgiveness and vengeance, the crop we reap should not surprise us because we've seen it in others. Maybe even in ourselves, not to mention God clearly tells us what we will end up with. You know what it is? Unforgiveness and vengeance grows into unforgiveness and vengeance. And you know what that looks like in a life? We've all seen it. We've all experienced it. It's a sad, depressing life of a bitter, blaming victim. However, the damage isn't just to us personally. What does it say about our Jesus when we treat and act those who have hurt us the same way anyone else does, the same way the world does? Do we truly display our Jesus who hung on that cross saying, "Father, forgive them"? Would we rather choose forgiveness or focus on revenge? So what is Paul saying to do instead? He's saying in this simple little verse, do good. To who? To everyone. Versus getting even. Instead of exerting energy and spending time plotting and planning how we can even the score, Paul is telling us to take that time and energy and use it to plot and plan how we can do good. Hey, now I get that this is not an easy call. I've been hurt like you have. I know how our natural inclination is to lay in bed at night and dream of ways that we can even the score. Believe me, I've wasted too much time and energy coming up with plans to make them pay for what they did to me or to a loved one. I remember one time planning exactly the time and place that I was going to show up to even the score with someone who had wronged me. Seriously, I had the exact place and the exact time of day, and I had been plotting the words. Okay, I'll be honest, I was planning for more than just words. But where does all that plotting and planning for revenge really get us? It's not good for us personally or for our witness to our world who so desperately needs to see the crazy love and radical forgiveness of God. Today, you and I are given 1,440 minutes. And we can waste these plotting and planning how to hurt someone in an attempt to even the score, or we can use these 1,440 minutes plotting and planning how to do good. What will you choose?